Today's lesson is on the order of operations. When you have a mathematical expression like the one below, to understand how to evaluate it, you have to understand which order of the operations you have to do. There are ones you have to do before the others, so we all get the same answer. So, the order, some people say PEMDAS, or there's the saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to help you remember the order in which you have to do the operations. So first we have parentheses, which, as you can see below, we have two different sets of parentheses. And then exponents, we have one exponent, 3 squared. And just a quick review, what does an exponent mean? If you have 3 squared, that means they're asking you what is 3 times 3, 2 3s. Or if you have, let's say, 2 to the third, that means 2 times 2 times 2. That means there are 3 2's. So just a quick review. And then you're going to do your multiplication and your division, and the reason they're grouped together is because you don't necessarily always multiply before you divide. It means that once you are down to just multiplication and division, you can complete that going left to right in your expression. And then last but not least, you finish with your addition and subtraction, and these are also grouped together because you don't always have to add before you subtract, but when you have nothing left to do but add and subtract, you will just go left to right. Here's our first example. So you always want to start with P and check for parentheses. In this case, we don't have parentheses, and we also don't have any exponents. So we can go straight into doing all of our multiplication and division. So let's do 3 times 5 is 15, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then just bring down everything else from above. So now we finished our multiplication and division, and we go to addition and subtraction. And this is what I mean by you don't always add before you subtract. As you can see, we only have addition and subtraction left over, so we're going to go left to right. So 15 minus 2 is 13. Bring down the plus 6. And then 13 plus 6 equals 19. Alright, second example. Let's first look for parentheses. And in this case, we have parentheses with the 2 times 2. And then we have these brackets. And I just call those fancy parentheses. We have those when you have parentheses within parentheses. And we always have to go furthest inside, which is 2 times 2. So now let's bring that is 4, and bring down everything else. We have 24 divided by 6 minus. Alright, so we completed our first set of parentheses, but we still have the brackets, which is really more parentheses. So now we have to complete what's inside the bracket. So we have 24 divided by 6 minus 4 is 2. So we completed our parentheses. There were no exponents. And now we just have to divide. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Okay, next example. Let's look for parentheses. And now inside the parentheses we have a lot going on. So now we have to decide what to do inside the parentheses. And we first have to look at the exponent, which is 5 squared. So remember what exponents mean. 5 squared means you have 2 5's, 5 times 5, which is 25. So let's bring everything else down. 2 to the third, and then in parentheses we now have, this is 25, and then bring everything else down, divided by 5, plus 7 times 3. Okay, we still have parentheses, and inside the parentheses we have multiplication and division. We can do both of them. We can do 25 divided by 5, which we know is 5, and we can do the 7 times 3, which is 21. So, we have 2 to the third power, and now this turns into 5, and then plus this turns into 21. So we're still just simplifying within that set of parentheses, and what's left over is the 5 plus 21, which is 26, and 26 times that 2 to the third in front. Alright, so we finally have done all of the parentheses, and we can do this other exponent. 2 to the third. So 2 to the third means you have 3 2's. 2 times 2 times 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 times that last 2 is 8. So this becomes 8 times 26. So that's all we have to do to get our final answer. Let's see, 26 times 8. Made a little mistake. Alright, 26 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. And then 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 208 is our answer. Okay, here's the last example that we will do all together, and then I'm going to give you 2 that you can try on your own. Okay, this one looks complicated, but you just take it one step at a time. Start with inside the parentheses. We have 8 divided by 2 squared plus 1. So inside the parentheses, then you start with that exponent. Remember what exponents mean? 2 squared means that you have 2 2's, and 2 times 2 is 4. So let's rewrite my expression. 5 plus 3 squared plus 12, all divided by 8 divided by 4 plus 1. Okay, now let's finish simplifying inside the parentheses. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So 5 plus 3 squared plus 12 divided by 3. And now we have what I call invisible parentheses. We don't see any parentheses, but anytime you have a fraction like that, and there's things to do within the fraction, I want you to think of it as there are invisible parentheses. You have to do that first. 3 squared plus 12. So let's do the exponent first. 3 squared. And what does 3 squared mean? It means you have 2 3's that you're multiplying. 3 times 3 is 9. So 5 plus the fraction, 9 plus 12 divided by 3. Finish simplifying within our invisible parentheses. 9 plus 12, so 5 plus 21 divided by 3. So now we have to divide before we add. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So really we have 5 plus 7, and 5 plus 7 is 12. So that was a long problem, but when you take it step by step, you can get to the right answer. Here are the last 2 examples. I want you to pause the video, write them down, try them on your own, and then come back to the video to check if you completed them correctly. Okay, I hope you got the correct answer. Good luck with the rest of the lesson.